Hi guys. Hi. Hey. All right, Stephanie Graham's here. So I missed sewing Friday sews. So today I am going to go live. It is Monday, August 29th, 2022, and it's been one of those days. Everybody has a day, right? So I'm just going to start out by talking about the thrifting haul. I have not gone thrifting for sewing in a while, but I had a couple of dollars today, so I thought I would pick up anything that if I found anything I actually needed. So I found this little, I don't know, it's like maybe a 12 by 12 square. Somebody had hand sewn already. Looks like it's going to be, or was going to be, a part of a quilt topper. So I'm going to take this and create something out of it. So be sure to follow along as I share this with you. I paid 50 cents for this. They did a really nice job. I don't know if my camera will pick up the color quality, but it's like wines and burgundies, very pretty. So this will be turned into a gift for someone this year. I bought this huge. It says it's a laundry bag. It's never been used. I don't know if you can see how big this thing is and has drawstring, but I'm going to remove the drawstring and turn this into a couple different gifts this Christmas. It was only $3, and it's a heavy duty, almost like muslin, but more heavy duty, if that makes sense. But it was still cheaper than trying to buy a yard or half a yard at the fabric store. So I'm going to upcycle this also. And all of these projects that I upcycle or so will be on this channel moving forward. So be sure to like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. The next thing I bought, and I paid $2.50 for this. And I will go ahead and take tag off. But this was a panel. Isn't it cute? It's just little babies, and I'm trying to see what it says. Splash. Anyways, it just says splash around it or something like that. Anyways, it was cute. And I'm going to turn this into a quilt for my grandson. So when he gets older, he'll have a quilt made by me, Grandma, for his big boy bed when he gets older. So, and then I will show you how I'm going to quilt this. I'm going to do a little bit of something different when it comes to quilting this. But I thought for $2, what I say, $2.50, you can't buy panels for that cheap at the fabric store. And then I saw this, and I'm going to do something really neat with this pattern. This was also $2.50. And let me take the tag off. These are unique. You can find them every once in a while, but there's no way you're going to find it for $2.50. Whenever I find these, and I'll show you what it is in a minute. I don't care what it is, I always purchase it. So this is a little Amish boy and dad, and the dad's name is Joseph, and the little boy's name is Isaac. It's the doll, and it's actually the hat and the clothing. I'm not sure if you can see it. I have the fan on, but it's the overalls. Anyways, it's the doll. And so if you follow along, you will definitely see what I'm going to do with these as well. Years ago, I used to make Amish wedding dolls, and it was a male and female. They did not have a face because Amish dolls don't have faces. Amish don't usually show their face in pictures and on camera and things like that. And I've grown up with Amish all my life, and you just learn their ways and how they live life, and you learn to appreciate everything about them. And so when I saw this, I couldn't believe it. Like, literally, these are the things that I look for. These unique panels. I when I go thrifting, I look for things like this. But for $2.50, you just can't go wrong with that. And they had some other panels for sale. They were really good prices. But I give myself a budget, and I have to have a purpose, not just a hoard. I don't like to hoard fabric. And years ago I would, and I had closets and shelves full, and big plastic bins full of fabric. And because I liked it was on sale or whatever. I don't do that anymore. I only buy what I'm going to use. So, saying that, let me show you what else I bought and why I bought this. So, I really like to upcycle fabric, and sometimes it's just cheaper to do that, other times it's not. So, upcycling isn't always like the best frugal way to do things, but um, so I need to make my daughter. So my two of my daughters have guinea pigs, and they both would like to have some cage liners. And if you know anything about guinea pigs and cage liners, they can run you a small fortune if you buy them from somebody else. And because I already sew and I have the machines, I will go ahead and make these. So I found this ratty tatty blanket, and you can see it's literally it's a hot mess. And I think, let me check the price on this one. I mean, it's huge. $3. So I don't know if you can see this. This is quite a lot of fleece fabric, and one side is yellow, the other side is fun colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down to the size of the cage for the guinea pigs. And I bought this for $2. It's a I don't know, I think it goes in a bassinet, but it's pretty worn. And these are absorbent. So what I'm going to do is cut the elastic parts off here, and I'm going to use the padding as the middle of this blanket, so it will be a good cage liner for the guinea pigs. So that is what I'm going to do with these thrifty haul here. Now, since the thrifty haul is over for right this minute, I'm going to jump over to the Memory Bear business connections that I have on this channel. I take a lot of time off, especially this summer. I've been all over the place with a lot of things, and getting focused was the one thing I needed to do in the month of August. And you know how sometimes life happens and things change, plans and goals and all that just literally change without your permission. Well, that's kind of what happened in the last 2 weeks for my family and I. So what will transpire now is I'm going to finish the rest of Sewing for Unique Needs that I had planned for August. So that will be finished up this week. So today's August 29th. I will most likely be back on here this evening after I pull myself together. And then we will finish up Sewing for Unique Needs, because in September, if you have not already purchased your copy of my book, the link is below. It goes to Amazon. And I also have the PDF version of this book. It's connected to my Etsy shop. And you don't have to buy a book at all, but I really do recommend that you buy the Amazon book, because that book is designed and created to help you plan one full year of business within a 1 month time. So the book itself is 4 weeks long. So that's about a month. And you give yourself one full month to plan the entire year. It's something that I've had to do in my business. And even when things, come up in life and they kind of throw you on a different plan or route, it's nice to have that roadmap, because what happened for me was, if I didn't have that roadmap written out, I would be totally scatterbrained. And because I have it written out, I was able to get back online on focus and get whatever needs to be done, I can get done because it's already been moved from my brain into my book. Um, you know, I'm still going to meet my deadline or my goals for August. And so I have this book that I made to thank for that. You can plan all you want, right? But especially if you're a wife, a mom, a grandma, how life happens. And whenever you have your plan and your goals and your journey and all this taken from your mind and you put it in your book, you're more likely to still reach your goals and succeed because it's already written down. And so that's one thing that we do with this channel. If you're on the newsletter, you knew I've only mailed one time in August. And so that is something, that's why I always tell everybody, come to the YouTube channel because it's easier and more focused if you come here and you start here. Listen to what I'm saying and sharing versus relying all the time on a newsletter. But the newsletter is going out, and there is a special pattern that is going to be included in that email because I know most of you on this channel are Memory Bear and Sentimental sewing business owners, and or are a sewing hobbyist who wants to get into this field. And that's one thing that I always teach on. All of my classes are on being a business owner offering these classes. One other thing that happened in August that I thought was interesting was communicating with individuals who would like to have memory bears made but are having some financial difficulties. And one thing that we've always talked about in my classes was deciding on your business structure, deciding on who your target audience or customers are, and then adjusting your prices accordingly. And that's really difficult. It may be in all businesses, maybe not, but especially in our field of sewing, right? Because for the most part, I can't speak for everybody, but for the most part, at least as the instructor with my students, our heart is in this business. It's like a passion project, but it also is supposed to support your family, pay some bills, right? And you have to have a understanding with yourself on what you are willing to take monetarily for in exchange with your services. And my experience in my life itself has always been in, I guess, dealing with or attracting individuals that are really struggling financially. A lot of them are educated. Almost all of the individuals I run into have employment, and they're just trying to get through, right? And I can appreciate that very much so. And when somebody reaches out to me and I know their story, I can pretty much vouch for their real struggle and how much they really would like to have a memory bear. It takes me back to my nonprofit days when I helped homeless in my community and single parents, single grandparents, raising their grandchildren, where they were working and they were trying to provide for their family, and they could not afford even certain personal hygiene items every month because of the cost. And so that has always been in me. It's always been part of my life. I've lived it myself more than once. And yeah, I'm educated, high school graduate, college graduate, lots of experience in all types of highly regarded professions. And just, as a believer, I believe the Lord brings certain people into our lives for a reason. And so what I've done, in August was set aside a lot of my goals, like the personal Stephanie kind of goals, and just brought those back to the Lord and said, okay, how do how do I make sure I align with your will with this business? And that just reminds me that, one, I need to go ahead and continue to offer these free classes on YouTube. Offer the newsletter, which is always free. It will always be free. Um, the classes I used to charge for now are free. So how do I make money in this, right? I've got to pay bills too. I've got to find money also. So, that's kind of where I am today. I am sure that I will be able to help these actually 3 specific families that have reached out to me this month with their memory, their desires, and the whole business structure. So, saying all of that, if you're still with me, if you're still here hanging out with me, one thing that you can do that costs $0 is subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notification, like it, and share it. Because you're telling YouTube and you're telling Google, hey, I'm bringing high quality information to you. It's useful. So, that costs you nothing. So if you could at least, do that, that'd be really, really great. And definitely share it with your sewing friends and things like that. We don't just do memory bears on this channel. We're doing some other sewing projects. It's kind of like me gearing up for Christmas. I have a couple birthdays and anniversaries to think about before Christmas and things like that. But now is a great time to start on all those projects. And I'm still going to teach my classes. So you might see me on YouTube 2 or 3 times a day moving forward. That way I don't cram all of these topics into one video, because you're all not here for memory bears, and all of you aren't here for my thrifting sewing finds either. So pay attention to the playlist that I put them in. That way you don't have to sift through everything, because that can be so annoying. I know that one. But thanks for hanging out with me. I will probably be back on tonight. If not, I will be back on tomorrow with the Sewing for Unique Needs. And we're just going to finish the whole chapter. Instead of taking 3 more days, I'm just going to do all of it at once. So it might be a very long YouTube live. But please join me and tell your friends. All right, and the link to the book in the Amazon store will be underneath this video. And if you can't find me, just let me know in the comments, and I'll send you the link. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll see you again soon.